Thursday morning, while our team continues to keep track of this inclement weather, I want to bring your attention to a life-saving topic. On average, it takes 7 tries for a woman to escape and survive their abuser. Sometimes escaping means relocating and concealing your new information. I want to bring up elections now. When you register to vote, your information becomes public. This includes your address. So we want to give you tools on how to safely vote without putting yourself in danger. Joining me this morning is Deputy CEO for Houston Area Women's Center, Michelle Sachs. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hi.
We appreciate it. I know it's a hectic morning out there, so we do appreciate you coming in and chatting with us about this. During commercial break, you and I had the opportunity to talk about this isn't just voter registration. This is also when you apply for a driver's license. Many things can put you at risk if you're trying to survive or escape a situation, whether that be violence, trafficking, assault, whatever it is.
Yes, it's stalking, it's trafficking, it's sexual assault and domestic violence. And you're right, there's a lot of information out there that's just public, including, like you said, your driver's license and, as we saw in this story, registering to vote.
We know that this does not only impact women, this also impacts men. People who are concerned about this, how can you safely register to vote if you're in a situation like this? How can you safely apply for a driver's license?
Well, there's options. So the Office of the Attorney General has a great program called the Address Confidentiality Program that you can apply for. And what it does is it redirects your mail. So it gives you a P.O. box, and the Office of the Attorney General, so the OAG, will it's scanned. They don't go through your mail, but they will scan it, and then it gets directed to your address, like your actual address.
Have you seen abusers weaponize registration when it comes to voting license?
They will weaponize anything, right? Because their goal is to try to gain as much information as possible, right? Like they're trying to get to that particular person, to their victim. So yeah, they'll use any means.
This is definitely a concern that I've had working on, especially investigative pieces at times. You know, thankfully, at the moment I rent, but I often wonder, you know, if I owned a home, if I owned property, I've thought about putting it into like an LLC, for example, just so I could not disclose that address.
Yes, and there's options for that as well, to where it's not public record. You know, so I think the best thing to do always is to work with a victim's advocate, and safety planning is paramount. With any situation, however minor you think it is. And like you said, it doesn't matter whether you're female or male, if you're a child. So we're always going to recommend safety planning. We have them at the Houston Area Women's Center by calling our hotline. You can go through our chat line, and any contact you have with us, the first thing we're going to do is always going to be safety plans. So this address confidentiality program is just a tool. It's just another tool to use to try to keep folks safe.
I know you mentioned the hotline and different tools and resources that Hawk puts forth and helps people navigate. Anything else you want people to know about Hawk and its mission when it comes to the services you provide? Yeah,
absolutely. That it is open to men and women. And that we're there 24 hours a day, but we have emergency housing. We can help with counseling, legal remedies, what else? Financial empowerment. There are so many barriers to leaving. So when I look at abuser tactics, and then which are directly correlated to barriers to leaving, and staying safe, that equates to all of the different services that we offer, and everything's free and confidential. And we will help kind of navigate some of these legal remedies, like address confidentiality. I know when I walked in, you said you had no idea, which is why we were excited to be able to talk about it today, because I don't feel like it's talked about enough. And there are a lot of options out there, and that's why an individual safety plan is always going to be best. We do have a safety planning landing page on our website, which is great, but everyone's journey is unique. So each plan should be unique as well. And then as you're going through the process, this is an ongoing, safety planning is an ongoing plan.
Yeah, it's not just a one-stop shop.
It's not a one-stop, like
over.
I got it here
It
and this is perfect.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's gonna look different for everyone, and depending on what the situation is, it has to be altered, which is why it's always better to have someone in your court, like a victim advocate that can help you navigate the system.
Yeah, it's fascinating perspective. It was my producer, Sam, who brought this to my attention originally, and I was completely taken aback by how something so innocent for many people can be so detrimental to some.
Yes. Yeah, because you don't know until it happens.
Yeah.
So anytime we can have conversations like this, right? Because it may not be you going through something, but it could be your
Someone
friend.
you know,
it could be your family member. Because we never think that anything like this would happen to us.
Of course.
So at least now there's knowledge out there that these options are available.
Michelle Sachs, we so much appreciate your time with Hawk this morning. Thank you for stopping by. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
KPRC2 is dedicated to helping victims and survivors. You might recall us launching our Breaking Free initiative earlier this year. Well, this effort, this movement continues today. When you head on over to our website, that's clicktohouston.com/domestic violence, you will find a variety of stories from what documents you need to escape and how you can approach a loved one who might be living in an unsafe condition. Again, this is also an opportunity for you to get in touch with resources such as Houston Area Women's Center. So many tools and resources at your fingertips right here on clicktohouston.com.